I still remember the moment. I first noticed the strange shimmer in the depths of the abandoned mineshaft. The rails rattled under my boots as I pressed deeper into the darkness, torchlight revealing cobwebs that clung like ghostly drapes to the wooden supports. My pickaxe rang against blocks of stone and iron ore, each strike echoing through the tunnels. At first, I thought it was just a trick of light reflecting off a stray diamond thing, but when I brushed aside a patch of mossy cobblestone, I uncovered a strange frame carved from obsidian and end stone. Unlike any portal I had ever seen, it pulsed softly with a pale violet glow, beckoning me. My heart pounded as I circled the structure. No signs of lava, no flint and steel nearby, yet the portal was active, its surface rippling like water in a storm. I reached out, hesitating only for a heartbeat before the portal's energy seemed to pull at my very soul. Without thinking, I stepped through. On the other side, I tumbled onto a shore of bluish sand that gleamed under a violet sky. The world felt familiar yet twisted, as if reality had been mirrored in a shattered glass. Trees with leaves the color of burned copper creaked in a strange wind, and the water shimmered with neon streaks. As I rose to my feet, I spotted my own footprints in the sand, yet they vanished almost as soon as I made them. I realized I had entered a parallel overworld, one where the laws of Minecraft had shifted. I clenched my sword as I explored, every block and creature a discovery. Pigs with obsidian hides grunted in the underbrush, and skeletons with glowing bowstrings stalked ruined watchtowers. I crept through fields of purple grass, watching my breath form misty swirls in the air. The sun here was a dim, burning ember that barely broke the perpetual dusk. Night and day blended into one, and I couldn't trust my clock. I'd built a small shelter from warped planks I crafted on the fly, determined to survive whatever this world threw at me. Inside my makeshift hut, I lit a single torch and pored over a journal I carried with me. It brimmed with sketches of known portal designs and theories about end dimensions, but nothing matched this. My notes grew frantic as I sketched obsidian columns wrapped in strands of mother-of-pearl iridescent block that lined the portal's frame. I realized it must be a gateway not to the end, but to a realm beyond even the end, a place of unknown power, and it was calling me deeper. The next morning, or what passed for morning, donned my enchanted armor, its diamond plates etched with runes of protection. I set out to map the landscape, leaving banners of white wool tied to luminescent mushrooms, so I could find my way back. At the edge of a vast canyon, I discovered ruins of a citadel, its walls carved from gleaming black stone. Within lay a library of strange glyphs, inscribed on cracked bookshelves. I pried open a tome bound in crimson leather, and found diagrams of ancient machinery, a reactor fueled by ender pearls and nether stars, designed to amplify portal energy. My jaw snapped shut. Whoever built this had mastered forces far beyond ordinary players. Determined to gather knowledge and resource, he hunted endermen in a glowing field of blue flowers. Their eyes reflected like lanterns as they vanished into thin air. I dispatched them quickly, whispering apologies to the empty air. From their drops, I recovered pearls charged with otherworldly magic. Back at the ruins, I assembled a device from the diagrams, rigging redstone conduits to pulsing crystals I found hidden beneath cracked floors. When I activated it, the portal's glow intensified, humming like a choir of bees. The ground trembled, and I half expected the portal to collapse, but instead it stabilized into a gateway twice its original size. Armed with new courage and a thirst for discovery, I stepped through again. This time, I found myself in a dimension of endless floating islands set against a starry void. Bridges of starlight arched between islands, and colossal structures floated high above the abyss. I heard distant music, haunting and melodic, drifting on the silent breeze. On one island, a crystal palace towered above a moat of liquid light. Inside, I encountered guardians of pure energy, their forms shifting between shapes I could never have imagined. They spoke without words, transmitting visions of creation itself, of worlds linked by portals, each a prism reflecting infinite possibilities. Their message was clear. This realm was a crossroads between realities, a nexus that balanced all worlds. But that balance was fragile. I saw visions of collapse, of portals tearing the fabric of worlds apart, of overworlds consumed by shadow. The guardians entrusted me with a shard of their power, a pulsating fragment of starlight, and directed me back to the first portal. They charged me with a mission: to safeguard the gateways, to study them, and if necessary, to close those that threaten the multiverse. I returned through the portal, the shard glowing in my hand, Back in the parallel overworld, the reactor I had built lay dormant. Carefully, I placed the starlight fragment into its core. Energy surged through the redstone, the obsidian frame, the portal itself. Instead of collapsing, the structure hummed in perfect harmony. The dimension stabilized, its twisted landscapes brightening under a sky that now held the suns. I knew I had done something extraordinary. I had rewritten the rules of this world, weaving starlight into its fabric. With my mission clear, I marked the portal with beacons that burned with the color of dawn and dusk combined. I left behind a message carved in stone. Here lies the threshold of worlds. Tread lightly. Then I stepped through once more, returning to my familiar overworld, forever changed. Sometimes, late at night, I can still see the twin suns shining through my window, a reminder that realities are more than blocks and biomes. They are stories waiting to be told, and an ordinary miner turned guardian and the keeper of their secrets.